Hello friends, my name is Caroline and this is a review of episode 2 and 3 of Boku Dake ga Inaimachi, also known as Erased. I'm going to start off with episode 2 and then I'm going to move on to episode 3. So, episode 2. Oh my god! Yes! The minute I finished episode 2, I was smiling a lot. It was such a huge change from episode 1, which is a good thing because I didn't find myself getting bored because of a lot more things were happening and the pacing was better. So yes, I love it. I love it. I don't even know where to start. I loved how Satoru was able to appreciate his time with his mother, considering how he behaved around her before the ending of episode 1. Specifically, there was a quote that I liked when he was eating breakfast with her, or was it breakfast? No, it was dinner. When he was eating dinner with her, and he was like, "We had times like this before. I just didn't realize it. Why didn't I realize it?" Something along that line, and it's such a scene that resonated with me because it rings true in real life. You don't appreciate someone until they're gone forever. And I liked seeing that change in Satoru and his mother's reaction even more so because it was really funny. I also had little moments of deja vu during that particular scene because it reminded me a lot of this Korean drama called God's Gift, 14 Days. And the drama has a similar premise to Erased, actually. It has to do with the main character having to travel back in time to save their loved one. And there was a scene that was exactly like that. So like when I saw it, I was just like, ding ding, like, oh my god, this is like just like God's gift. And I love it. I love those kinds of things. You can obviously see the character development and the realization and stuff, and it's just wonderful. Also, I think Child Satoru is the most adorable anime child I've ever seen. I loved the interactions between him and his friends, especially when they thought he had a crush on Hinazuki, so they were like encouraging him to talk to her and stuff like that. But I do think it was a little downplayed because from personal experience, when I was a kid, if you had a secret crush or anything like that, you best keep it a secret or risk having your friend accidentally, tell someone and then it just spreads around everywhere and then eventually your crush would find out and then it's huge embarrassment. Yeah, I don't even want to talk about it, but I don't know. I was just thinking like, wow, Satoru, you have such great friends that they haven't you know, directly told her, this kid has a crush on you or whatever. So yeah, I thought that was pretty interesting. I also loved that this episode showed different sides of Satoru's personality. Um, when I saw the first episode, I didn't really think Satoru was all that great of a protagonist. I found him a little dull, actually. But in this episode, he was actually really, really sweet. Coming up with the idea for the party and then going out of his way to befriend Hinazuki rather than coming up with a different strategy of trying to save her life is just really noble and a very very nice move. Um, yeah, I just thought it was really cool. And another plus in this episode is Kayo Inazuki, who is the girl who's eventually supposed to be kidnapped and later murdered. I adore her completely. She is just beyond brilliant. And I feel so much for her because of all the crappy stuff that she has to go through at the hands of her mother. In the episode, they didn't really show the extent of how badly her mother treats her, just like little snippets here and there, and it's just horrifying. I had goosebumps watching that. Ugh, and she wrote a poem. Hinazuki wrote a poem that was such an obvious cry for help, and I didn't really understand why anyone hadn't realized that she was being abused. Of course, now that I've watched episode 3, I know that that's not the case, but um, these types of situations do happen in real life. and they often go unnoticed until it's too late. And I really liked the realistic aspect that was incorporated into her background. It happens, and it's very unfortunate. Um, so yeah. By the way, I had a triple take when I heard Osamu's voice. I could have sworn that was Megumi Han. The voice of Gone Freaks. Okay, I've only watched one anime with her as the main character, but like I'm head over heels for her. She's amazing. But it turns out it's not really her. It's this Seiyu named Ayaka Nanase, and I think she's brand new because I didn't really see any new works from her. Um, just that particular role in Erased. So good luck to you, Ayaka. Towards the end of episode 2, I started sensing some romantic-ish vibes, mostly from Satoru, but I don't know if I'd like it if they get into it that much, especially since he's 29 years old. Yeah, it's kind of creepy, but instead of love, I would rather see a strong friendship blossom between the two. And that's honestly what I'm most excited for when I finish the episode. I want to see the kind of friendship that is transformative. The type that you're going to build off of each other and grow as individuals. And I want that. I want that so badly because it's important. And yeah, overall, it's fantastic second episode. I loved it so much. And then episode 3 comes along and it ends in a cliffhanger. And I'm mostly like, what is this? My heart is being torn at the seams. What? I had tears in my eyes throughout episode 3, by the way, like both sad and joyful ones. It all started with the scene when Satoru discovered Kayo inside the little wooden shed near her house. It was so heart-wrenching seeing her in that state, seeing her all battered and bruised, and then having her mother ignore the fact that Satoru was standing right there and just like have this like psychotic look in her eye, and it was so creepy and very, very sad. And then there was a scene also where the mother is trying to get Kaio's wounds from her beatings to heal faster. So she's having her like she's shoving her in the water, and it's just so hard to watch. And there's like another man in the other room. I don't know who he is. I don't know. Is that her father? Is that like her mother's lover? What? I don't know. It frustrates me because he's just as much as an enabler as the mother. He's the one. He's also participating in the abuse by not doing anything. So yeah, but I'm glad to know that Yashiro is aware that something is up. He knows that Kaio is being abused, and I'm happy to know that he actually tried to catch the mom, but she somehow managed to evade child protective services. I don't know. I'm not gonna question it. And he's putting it off just until vacation time ends, but it doesn't really make sense because she's gonna be dead by then, and Satoru knows this. The viewer knows this. It's like it's frustrating. It's really frustrating. But I guess what's important is that someone did notice, and they attempted to help the poor girl. The scene where Satoru takes Kaio to see the Christmas tree, except it's not really a Christmas tree, I guess, because it's February. Um, it was just one of the cutest moments between the two. Some people said that it's romantic in nature, but I think it's more or less the first milestone in their relationship. She's gonna trust him a lot more, and they're gonna grow closer and closer together. And I love that. Like I was fangirling so much. Yeah. And it's just a great scene because it shows that a side of Satoru that we didn't get to see in the first episode, and that's so important because the audience can connect with him better. And he's bringing happiness to her when he honestly doesn't really have to, and it's just really great. Um, on another note, I'm actually starting to suspect Yashiro. Did you see the way he looked at Satoru after the scene where he was trying to find out when Hinatsuki's birthday is? yeah, something fishy is going on. I don't know what it is, but it's not pleasant and I don't like it. Yeah. There's also another theory. Um, I heard it from an Instagram user. It's a theory where it's actually future Satoru who's like committing the murders, like somehow, like he just went crazy and just went back and started killing everybody. I don't know. I think I might also believe in that too. I'm not sure. I'll see with the coming episodes. So, yeah. So I'm going to watch episode 4, 5, and 6, and I'm going to do a quickie review on those. So stay tuned. Yes. And have a lovely, lovely, lovely day. Yeah. Bye.